We have already discussed what is virtualization, its advantages, and how to extend the concept of virtualization to the concept of cloud computing. There we have seen what a hypervisor is. A hypervisor is a piece of software which, when executed on top of the physical machine, will allow us to create multiple virtual machines. So the hypervisor creates a virtualization layer which abstracts these virtual machines from the underlying physical machine. This virtualization layer runs, manages, and supports these different virtual machines, each with its own operating system. At the same time, it manages and allocates the resources of the underlying physical machine to the different virtual machines according to their needs. So the physical machine on top of which the hypervisor runs can be referred to as the host machine, and the different virtual machines which are run and managed by the hypervisor can be referred to as the guest machines. And there are two types of hypervisor, type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor. Type 1 hypervisor sits directly on top of the bare hardware or the host hardware and manages the different virtual machines, each with its own operating system. Hence, it's also called bare metal hypervisor. The bare metal hypervisor runs directly on top of the server or the host hardware. On the other hand, in Type 2 hypervisor, the physical machine is having its own operating system and the hypervisor sits above this operating system and manages the different virtual machine, each with its own operating system. The operating system of the physical machine can be referred to as the host operating system, and the operating system of the guest machines can be referred to as the guest operating system. So the type 2 hypervisor is also called hosted hypervisor. Thus, the type 1 hypervisor acts like an operating system on top of the physical machine, and type 2 hypervisor acts like an application on top of the host operating system. Then installing and configuring type 2 hypervisor is easier compared to the type 1 hypervisor. But in type 2 hypervisor, since we are having an extra layer between the hypervisor and the physical machine, in type 2 hypervisor there is a higher latency and reduced performance compared to type 1 hypervisor. Also, since this extra layer of operating system is more attack prone, the type 2 hypervisor is less secure than type 1 hypervisor. Some examples for type 1 hypervisor are Xen, Microsoft Hyper-V, and KVM. Some examples for type 2 hypervisor are VMware Workstation and VirtualBox.